Yes, very much looking forward to leading the team to Birmingham 2022. Obviously disappointed that I'm not celebrating selection for the first time in 20 years, but age catches up with all of us.
One of the big talking points is that there will be no shooters at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Gibraltar's shooters typically are well represented and some of the more prolific athletes. However, that does mean that the rest of the sports will get more representation. What are your thoughts on this?
Obviously disappointing that we can't take all the shooters with us as we have them in the past. However, it has made the Gibraltar Commonwealth Games Association's committee decision making a little bit easier this time, because we have less pressure on the amount of slots that are going to Birmingham. Whereas if you remember back in 2018, we actually had to leave behind athletes that had hit the A consideration standard, which was a really tough decision for the committee to make.
Those 18 have hit that A standard that you mentioned, so that's well deserved. We've also got the first weightlifter to represent Gibraltar, Holly O'Shea. Her path to qualification was a little bit different.
That's correct, yes. So Holly's path to qualification had to be through the International Federation. So she's actually the first athlete to represent Gibraltar that's qualified through an international ranking. So she had to be ranked in the top 12 of the Commonwealth, which was a fantastic performance from Holly, and we're delighted to have her as part of the team.
This will be, I believe, Gibraltar's 17th appearance at the Commonwealth Games. We have been there at every Commonwealth Games since 1958, if I'm remembering correctly. Who should we be looking out for in the Games? Who's going to be that high-end competitor for us?
I think it's really interesting. I mean, I've been involved and competing in the Games since 2002. And looking at the team that we're taking this time, the standards have grown significantly. And I think even back to 2010, from 2010 to now, the professionalism and the commitment of all the athletes to hit the consideration standard has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've just got to look at the amount of national records that have been broken. We've had John Paul Baiocchi and Aisha Kent both smash national records in swimming. We've had Mark Lett in cycling, smashing the national record for the 40-kilometre time trial. We've had Arnold Rogers, who smashed the national record in the marathon, and that was one of the longest-standing athletic records in Gibraltar. So you look at the makeup of the team, and it really is fantastic. And I think that's testament to the real commitment and professionalism that these athletes are showing now. And I think in previous games, we would go and we would be looking at some of the other smaller nations, Jersey, Guernsey, Isle of Man, and we weren't really getting close to them. I think we're going to get close to them this year, and I think we're going to raise a few eyebrows.